Welcome to the Movie Matchmaker podcast. I'm your host and movie matchmaker, Jalen Williams. And this is the show where we help people find, Dr. Pete, where we help people find movies that they love at first watch. To the left of me is the, dang, I didn't come up with one today. You're the Michael Myers sister to my Michael Myers. It's Jackie.
Hey guys.
That is her sister, right? Jamie Lee Curtis?
Don't ask me.
Okay. No worries. All right. Well, let's get started here today. Quick intro for my two guests. Ladies and gentlemen, my next guests are a shining example of true love.
Oh my God.
Sam and I became friends on a company bowling alley when we made fun of some old ladies that were going down an escalator. And while I'm not sure when I actually met Gilbert, he and I have become close over the years as we both share a passion for cinema. Please give it up for my horror movie gurus. It's Sam and Gilbert.
Thank you.
Hi, thank you.
Happy to
Give
be
it
here.
up for yourselves.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Give it up for me. Appreciate
That
it.
was meant for Jackie.
She cheers herself all the time. I don't really get the
Good,
cheers.
good, as she should.
How's it going today, guys?
Pretty good.
Good.
Good. Well, today on the Movie Matchmaker podcast, we're doing a movie exchange again. I've given them a movie, they've given me a movie, and it's October, so of course they're spooky. And I had I don't know if mine was really spooky, but we'll get there. But with that being said, I brought two people who are pretty much experts in the land of horror film.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm an expert.
Oh, okay,
I would say you two know horror, right?
I'm an assistant expert.
We
Yeah.
love it. We just
You're
love
an
it.
assistant to the regional manager
Yeah,
of horror
of
movies.
horror, yeah.
No, I get that. Well, first one I want to ask, because it came to my mind, and Gilbert, I know why you're a fan of horror, but give us a quick reason on why you became a fan of horror movies.
Filmmaking behind it, really.
Yeah.
The curiosity of like, how did they do that?
Mm-hmm.
How did you get that much blood into that fake body part? Like, just wanting to know more. That's just watching old gory movies and trying to figure out why they did it. And then going down that rabbit hole of like, how crazy it gonna get. And that's how I became in love with horror movies.
And you know what's kind of funny is that with watching Trick or Treat, there's a lot of fun special effects in this one, which is probably why you consider this one of your favorites.
You can see the fun that the people that are making it are having behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And-
This was fun for sure.
And I think I love movies. Don't get me wrong. I'll take a serious movie any day, but I want people to have fun doing it, so it shows up in the result, and then I'm gonna have fun watching it.
Would you say horror is your favorite genre?
No.
Hmm.
No, I'm an action guy. I like action movies.
Interesting.
Martial arts, action, yeah.
Because I was wondering if there's like a correlation between the horror movies you love and the fun that you see in those movies. Because I'm assuming so. There must be some.
I mean, I'm watching for the same reason that I watch the action movies. For
Yeah,
the
okay.
entertainment part of it and how much fun they're having making it. So
Right.
it's just action is a little bit more up there for me.
I feel like horror movies maybe have more fun on set though.
Yeah.
Right? Because they're
Yeah.
less serious.
Yeah, definitely.
Just in general.
In action, it's a lot more about safety.
Yeah.
Getting a shot.
Yeah, and getting yeah.
Your $1 million. You spend $1
So
million.
you can be having fun, but
Right.
you also have like to be cautious about what you're doing more than
There's low budget, no expectations. You know
that
what I mean?
too. Yes,
They're just like
it's hard to do a low budget action movie.
have fun with it. And Sam, so why do you like horror movies? I guess you do, right?
I do.
But
yeah.
why do you like them? Is it and also is it your favorite genre if you have one?
I don't have a favorite genre. I love movies. I love funny movies. I especially love horror comedies. My parents were always very into movies, so for some reason we were watching scary movies as kids. I remember watching The Exorcist. I don't know if we were allowed to, but I would like had my stepbrothers at the time and they were laughing at it. And I was like, oh, horror can be fun.
You're watching horror movies as a child?
Yes.
Wow.
I was never allowed.
Like
Never.
well, I had divorced parents. So my dad, every other weekend, we'd go to Blockbuster, we'd go to Little Caesars.
Ching.
And I remember him renting like The Others and I was probably like, how old were we? Like 11 when The Others came out?
I
Something
wasn't
like that.
there.
Oh.
Well, yeah. No, sorry.
I
No, I remember because that was one of the movies that I talked about recently about scaring me in theaters, and I think I was like 10 or 11. Because The Others was creepy. Yeah.
And then we have the same experience of our dads loving to movie hop at the movie theaters. So we'd go see like an action movie and then be like, oh, well, here's a scary movie too. Let's go hop and go see that one.
Wow, that's very interesting. I don't think I know anybody who's had parents who are just like, fuck it, let's just throw them in the horror right away.
I feel like they cared, but at the same time,
They're like, oh,
I
you're
don't
old
remember
enough.
when. I don't like my mom would be upset about me watching South Park, but I was watching The Exorcist at her house, so I don't know what happened there.
She's like, man, it's not real, right? Like, well, do you remember maybe the first horror movie you saw? Or the most memorable one?
I don't. I do specifically remember The Exorcist, and this is what makes me not like afraid of horror movies. Like I said, I was watching it with like my stepbrothers, and they were laughing the whole time, and I was like, this is something that can be fun. Like you don't have to be terrified of it. Like if you look at it at a different angle, like horror movies are very fun.
Yeah.
Especially because a lot of the time they're things that can't really happen in real life, or very small situations.
Right. They're based on true stories, Sam.
I just there's like a thrill factor to it. But I don't remember the first one I ever saw. I do remember. I remember The Exorcist. I remember The Others. We had to return it back to Blockbuster 3 times because the DVD was scratched.
Wow.
We eventually watched it. It was terrifying, but it was such a good movie. I also remember, I saw Sixth Sense in theaters with my dad, and we walked out because I was so scared.
Oh my goodness.
And then I watched it later as an adult, and I was like, oh, there was only 10 minutes left in that movie.
You're like, damn, I'm a pussy. Like, what?
Yeah. So I have like specific childhood memories of certain movies, but I don't remember like the first one or what made me love them.
The first one is hard to remember, but like your most memorable. So you would say like the one that really freaked you out would be the Sixth Sense then?
That was probably the first one that really scared me.
What about you, Gilbert? Do you ever get afraid?
Well, like I said, the one that I remember scaring me was The Others.
Oh yeah, right. Oh, my bad.
Yeah, around 10
we
or
should have
11.
watched that.
We'll still watch it eventually.
You should have picked it for me. That's your fault. My first scary movie, I don't remember. Technically, Clue isn't a scary movie. I feel like I discuss that every week on this pod.
But you find it scary, though, right?
I found it scary.
Found it scary.
What was scary about it?
Just the house, really. It's how the house was in Clue, and then how my grandparents' house was.
Okay.
It wasn't. And now it's not like a shot-for-shot remake. I mean, my grandparents' house didn't have like a billiard room or a conservatory, but like it had, an attic, main level, basement. And
it was familiar.
It's too familiar. You know what I mean? And it's not like it wasn't even gory. It's just like people were just dying left and right, and you didn't know who was dying. I don't know.
Well, my first experience wasn't even being scared; it was just having fun. I just remember watching like The Scream or like I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Oh yeah.
And like those type of
The
movies.
90s ones.
And this was just fun going to the movies.
I remember seeing. I saw Scream during a like ABC Family. Was it ABC Family? It was some cable event when cable was popping, and they had like a Scream marathon. I remember watching those, and to this day, like every once in a while, I'll have a reoccurring nightmare where Ghostface has killed my entire family, and like he's chasing me.
To this day, you have that?
To this day, yeah.
How often?
It's not
Every
often
Halloween.
enough.
Maybe we need to look into what that
It's like
means.
every Hallows Eve.
Like what's going on in your life when you have that nightmare?
I don't know, man. But I don't hate those movies. Like I'll watch Scream any time of the week. Honestly, like they're very fun. I love Ghostface. They're really fun, very clever. But Final Destination used to scare the crap out of me.
Those were fun,
man. And that's how I maybe knew I was maybe too young. You know what I mean? Because like I would watch, or my aunt bought Final Destination, and then I remember the first scene where the guy slips on like the toilet water and then starts choking on like clothesline.
Mm-hmm.
Terrified of the bathroom. I'm like, the water's gonna seep out. We didn't even have a clothesline in our bathroom.
That movie was good about making you scared
my
about specific
goodness.
scenarios.
Oh my goodness, I was terrified.
Anytime you see a truck with like wood or or trees or anything on there,
Our whole generation is scarred.
I'm definitely scarred. I'm more scarred from 1 than I am from 2. 2 was more fun for me, and with watching more horror movies through the movie club and through this podcast, I'm kind of developing more of a sense because like I thought Trick or Treat was going to be terrifying because you both are like freaks. You know what I mean? Like you want that terrifying horror.
we don't
stuff.
want that on record.
Right.
Cut that.
right.
We'll edit that out.
Not sexually. They're freaks in horror. They're freaks in horror.
Okay.
Horror
Yes,
freaks.
yes,
horror
sure.
freaks.
Me too. That's what I'm talking about.
Right. Wink. But yeah. So when you showed me this movie, I was gonna watch it on Wednesday, but I was home alone, and there was a weird noise that happened in my living room while I was watching TV, and I said, "I'll wait for Jackie to come home." That was my text to her. I said, "I'm not." So I just heard a weird noise, and I don't know where it came from, so I'm gonna just wait. But yeah, that's pretty much my adventure with horror. But like, this is, I don't even know if I would consider my movie horror, but these 2 movies in general have been very. They're opening my range. You know what I mean? Like everything isn't just like jump scares.
No, like horror is such a wide genre.
Yeah,
And there's so many subgenres within horror. Would you say that you like horror movies?
You know what? I think I do. I think that maybe because of the people around me, my family and stuff like that, like we don't really delve into horror movies. But I don't think I'm afraid of them. You know what I mean? Like I can what did we watch on Thursday? We watched Thanksgiving. Like that's not gonna freak me out for the rest of the day.
That was fun.
It's a fun movie. I was literally laughing the entire time. Well, like the wailing. The wailing was creepy, but it wasn't.
You're not like afraid to
sending
be home
chills.
alone.
No, it wasn't sending chills up my spine or nothing like that. So I think I am learning a new threshold for horror with me. You know, like maybe certain things would freak me out. Some things in this movie freak me out. Or these movies freak me out for sure. But yeah, I don't think I think maybe I'm just as because I always think that maybe when people say that their favorite genre is horror or something like that they're on like a different level than me, or like because like how Steph is talking in the movie club and they all have these horror movies that they love, but like maybe they just enjoy them because they're entertaining and not because it freaked them out to the nth degree. And and I think horror movies get like maybe a bit of a bad rep on that.
Absolutely,
yes. There's so many horror movies that I've seen over the years and even the past like 2 weeks that aren't truly terrifying, but they're fun. Just like any other movie.
The term itself, horror, gets put into this one small box, and I think that's probably why it's not my favorite genre, because it's not like action movies to where you have different levels of it. You can actually make really good action movies. With horror, it's a little bit different to me, at least.
I think what I also learned from Thanksgiving and Trick or Treat is that there's still room to grow in horror. It's like Thanksgiving, I feel like is a completely new. I mean, it's not a new concept as far as a slasher goes, but it's a completely new theme to horror, in a way.
Do you know the origin of it?
No.
Oh, so it was a trailer. It was a trailer from one of those Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez
Get out of
features.
here.
Remember they had the double feature?
No, I haven't. I haven't seen any.
Death Proof.
Haven't seen it.
Well, they had a double feature, and in between those movies, they have fake trailers.
Whoa.
Thanksgiving was one of them. I believe Machete was one of them. So eventually, some of those trailers became real movies, starting with Machete, and there was always talks about Thanksgiving becoming a real movie, and it happened eventually later on, which is
wow.
So if you go back to watch the fake trailers, it's so funny.
I mean, every holiday has its own horror movie for it, basically.
Yeah, I think that's where that idea probably came from. It's like, there's not a Thanksgiving horror movie yet. Let's make a trailer about it.
They do one for 4th of July, like make someone Uncle Sam or something.
Independence Day, no?
Is that
I
Do we have an Easter one?
I mean, that wasn't horrifying. I mean, I guess the alien was kind of scary, but maybe with a little different. You know what? They might be able to redo that, make it a horror movie, like aliens taking over.
I guess you can technically put that in a horror subgenre. Technically,
You
That
could.
could be terrifying. To some
it's
people.
terrifying. Like the aliens are ugly. They're ugly
I
looking.
mean, if you think about it.
And
No.
ugly is terrifying.
Yeah, ugly is terrifying. I just wake up and pray I'm not ugly every day. I'm sorry.
Not today.
Okay. So we got a little bit of some more show for us today. I wanted to talk about Hans Zimmer, but I don't know how long we spent on that. What do we have on a timer?
16.
16?
I just want to know how'd you liked it.
You can
I
talk about
loved
as long
it.
as you want.
No,
Hear
no,
about it.
I don't want to make it longer than 90 minutes. That's
Well, now you're being
pushing it.
humble.
No, I mean 90 minutes is a lot to ask for people to listen to. But yesterday me and Jackie went to go see Hans Zimmer. That was a treat.
Nice.
Oh my goodness. So glad I went. It's everything that you were going to expect. Like I expected nothing but the top tier, and it was the toppest of the top tier. Like
Nice.
the man knows what he's doing. He put on, he did Last Samurai. Didn't know he did that. He did Wonder Woman. Didn't know he did that.
Ooh.
He did all the ones that are on my back for the camera, if you can see that. Those are the ones he did. He also composed No Time to Die, which I didn't know,
Oh.
but we left early, a smidge early, and I'll regret it for the rest of my
He
life.
said, "See you later." How are we supposed to know?
Oh, he did an encore.
Yeah.
Man,
As soon as we left
you
the
have
house,
to-
you hear it go da-ding.
You have to wait until the lights come on.
Yeah,
That's when you know
absolutely.
to leave.
Yes.
Because we were going to do that for JT, and then he did mirrors. Boom. You know what I mean? I was like, wow, I was so disappointed he didn't do
You gotta
mirrors.
wait for security to get you out.
Yeah, I'll sit there.
Well, now you'll go again.
If he does it, well, he said he would, but this is his last stop on a tour, apparently. Man, what a great show. He did Interstellar, of course. That was fun. Man, I thought he was going to do more Inception, but he opened with Inception, but didn't do like the one from the end of the movie. He did like I don't even know what it's called. It's just like that.
Well, it was like dream sequences.
Yeah, I think that's the
Okay.
one. Yeah, he didn't do In Time. So, and he also did Lion King. He brought out the guy, he brought out the guy from Lion King, and not only did he do, he did the scene, the score for the scene where Mufasa dies. He did what is it called? To Die For. Perfect.
Nice.
And then rounded out with Circle of Life. Incredible. I'm singing. I was singing along with it. It was so good.
There's a Mufasa movie coming out.
Yes, there is. I will not be in attendance, I don't think.
I just saw the thing at
let's
the
not
movies
talk about
yesterday.
that.
Okay. I'm sorry I brought it up. I didn't know the legitimacy of
No, that's fine.
Is Hans Zimmer in it
I don't know.
doing the music?
If he is, maybe. But I just I didn't like the first live action Lion King.
Oh, it's a
so-
live action?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cut my suggestion.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
gonna cut
because like you lose like when we went to New York, we saw it with Jackie's siblings, and just the entire expression, their face were expressionless.
Uncanny.
almost.
It was just weird. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't. I'm like, I don't know if I really want to see real birds.
If you can't
acting.
make the original Lion King work live action, you cannot make an original story work.
Indeed. So, but yeah, Hans Zimmer was a lot of fun.
Nice.
What was your favorite? Was it Inception because that's your...
No, because I thought he was going to end with Inception. I think it was probably Interstellar because he did like No Time for Caution, which is that scene where
Epic.
where
Sing it for me, please.
it's
I can't sing it.
it's like dun 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 dun. Well, like he's trying
remember.
to. He's like
Sure.
you remember the scene,
I don't
right? The
remember
critical
anything.
scene where Matthew McConaughey is like trying to match the rotation of the ship when they're
Wow, spoiler. I'm just kidding. I've seen it.
okay. So Matt Damon is escaping on the ship because he's been on that planet, right?
Yes.
The ship blows up because he doesn't airlock it. So the ship is spinning. Matt Damon and
Okay, I remember
whatever.
this.
Yeah, so they're trying to match the rotation, and you hear that oh my god, the organs and those horns. I was like, I have to go back and watch all of these movies. He also did Man of Steel, which I did not know he did.
No. Oh, the Superman one, right?
Yeah, he did Man of Steel, I was very surprised by that as
That
well.
makes
That was
sense.
sick. He did. Oh, he also did Gladiator.
Yes.
Forgot about that. Didn't know he did Gladiator, and I haven't seen Gladiator.
You need to.
Yeah,
The voice
I
of
do.
Dune was there too.
Oh yeah, the girl from Dune.
That's what I've been meaning to ask. How was the Dune stuff?
That
My favorite.
was
That was your favorite?
incredible.
so good.
It was incredible. They had one guy. He's from Venezuela, and there's some type of Venezuelan like flute instrument that he uses that makes all the noises and stuff like that. And man,
That alone will
I'm
be
still processing.
worth the price.
Man, it was so much fun. And he gave us a 20-minute intermission. I was like, what?
He
Potty
knows
break?
the audience.
Right.
Said, oh, you gotta pee.
Right. He's like, I gotta pee.
We're all old here.
right. But no, it was magical to be
Nice. I'm
honest.
glad
It
you
was-
guys had fun.
No, it was a lot of fun. I hope, and with that being said, I was like, I wonder if I can find any other like film composers who like go on tour like that. Like, I'd love to see who did
Yeah.
the Batman.
I know John Carpenter does that.
Ooh, he's a film composer.
Yeah.
Really?
He makes his own music for his movies.
What?
Like the Halloween tune,
Yeah.
Jingle. Is it? It's Jingle. That's a little.
Jingle.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know that. I didn't know he made his own music. Has he only done? Or I'm sure he hasn't only done.
Pretty much all
Halloween.
of any movie that he does, he scores.
Wow, he wants all his hands, huh?
Yeah.
Greedy. I didn't know that. I also want to see maybe John Williams.
Mm.
Whoever did the guy who did the Batman, his name is escaping me. And I'm trying to think of another. Oh, and Ludwig, who did Black Panther and Oppenheimer.
Oh.
Yeah, he's cool with like Childish Gambino, so he helped with like Redbone and a lot of other stuff. But still, if they ever go on tour, that is where I will be.
They need to do a composer festival.
Composer Fest. I wouldn't be mad at that.
No, a whole like movie music festival.
You might be on to something, Gilbert.
All right,
I think you need to write that down
I'll,
before
I'll
anybody.
invest in this idea. I got
He literally just
$20 on it.
scribbled it. He's gonna go back to his booklet. He's like, what the fuck is that? Just scratch it out. All right. So to keep with the spooky theme, you guys not only saw Terrifier 3 yesterday,
Yes.
but you got some spooky tattoos
Yes.
for trick or treat. Yeah. I mean, if you want to show the camera, I
I'm
guess.
not gonna lift my legs like that.
Oh, you got on your leg.
Yeah. Plus, not for free.
You know, check out his OnlyFans.
you got the
everybody.
dogs out today.
Link in the description.
They're all linked in the description. Okay, so explain to me exactly what Terrifier is, because I've seen it, but I don't know what it's about. Like, is it just clowns?
Have you seen any of the movie?
No.
Oh, well, okay.
Well, it started out just like a short story about a killer clown, and it's turned into this whole supernatural hell, possession, demons.
His name is Art the Clown.
It's
Okay.
He doesn't speak.
it's very expressive though. That's
He's
why I love him.
expressive in his face.
Okay.
He'll stab you and laugh at you, but without a sound. Just
And that's what's terrifying about it.
That sounds terrifying.
he's cute and charming, but also like
Extremely ugly, which we
And
know
violent.
is terrifying.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, how was Terrifier 3?
it was fun.
So at this point of the Terrifier series, people are just in it for the gore. Like the first one was a fun, like, oh, I'm a little afraid of clowns. Oh, this little slasher movie. But I think they realized that people liked the gore of the killings, and each movie has gotten progressively gorier to the point of it's comedic at this point.
And not
It's-
necessarily like gorier, like meaning more, but just substance. Because like I feel like this third one didn't have as many kills as like the second one.
That's true. The second one I feel like was
But-
actually a little more.
I mean, you kind of have to throw a little more story in there to keep the franchise going.
Right.
I mean, the story itself, it's not good.
How long has this franchise been out? Exactly. Like, if you had
Not
to.
that long. Maybe
Really?
like
5 years?
5-6 years. I'm not sure when All Hallows Eve came out. That was like the anthology where they had him.
Mm-hmm.
in. But it's not
Wow.
that old, yeah.
Interesting.
But I know a lot of people were like leaving the theater of this one because of the gore. Or
Did anybody leave your
I think
theater?
I know.
I don't think
no.
so.
Yeah.
But they just it's
it
a
wasn't-
lot of guts. It's a lot of blood. It's like we're killing kids at this point.
The pause.
I was like, can I say that?
Did you hear that, guys? Move in. Move in. We found the Scranton Strangler.
I mean, the first, I know
like,
it's a spoiler, but the first, he just is in a house killing a whole family. The first one's a kid. And he's just like,
Wow.
So where do you go from, like, that's just the next level.
Yeah,
They don't
well-
show it.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
How would you rank the movies as far as which one you would recommend to a first timer?
I don't know
go
if I
one,
would
two,
ever
three?
recommend these movies unless somebody specifically told me they like gory movies.
I mean, I would say, I still recommend it.
I'd say number
I
one.
mean, I would
then.
give you a warning, let you know what you're getting yourself into. But if you get through the first one, then you know you're good. You're gonna
Is it
keep
as
going.
gory as The Boys, would you say? Gorier?
Yeah, gorier.
Hmm. Well, obviously, because I mean, it's,
way gorier.
Because it's
Trust
based on the killings.
so
yeah.
so the boys
Like, The
is
Boys
like a
is-
2, maybe.
Yeah, the Boys is gory, but it's like, it feels more dramatic, and that's probably because it's gonna be dramatic regardless. You
Yeah.
know? But like this is just like sticking the camera right on it and like showing
okay.
it to you.
Yeah.
It's not about being gory and things that happen, but like if something happens, you're gonna see it happen, and it's gonna keep going
Except
for
for
a
the
little
kids.
bit.
But it's also the like endearing thing about it is it's also extremely campy. Like there's so many
It's
funny
so
things in
funny.
there.
He has
So,
fun.
like, if you-
he has fun while he's doing it, and it makes you like have fun.
Yeah, if you can get past the gore, which
It
is
sounds so messed up right
which
now.
is so and the
told
thing
you
is
they were
it's so
freaks.
bloody that it's funny. It's funny. And like the whole theater was cracking up last night. But it's like funny deaths.
So better to see it with a full crowd than
100%, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
But then there's also little like side jokes. Like even though he doesn't talk, he's extremely funny.
Like for example, like he chopped a guy's like foot off from the knee down, and he's holding it, and then he just like smells his foot and just like
Oh,
just act like it stank and just throw it away. Like just little things like that, just like make you like this.
My favorite thing that I was I don't remember what I laughed at the most, but
Oh, I know.
never mind. I'm not gonna get. He had someone tied up in a chair, and he just kept walking by her and just smacking her in the back of the head, and it was so funny. I don't like it's the context of
this-
it. You have to.
are the people like evil in any way? Does it make it like justifiable to
no.
why he's doing? So these people are
He's-
just like every
he's-
day.
He just purely likes
Essentially,
killing.
Essentially, he was like an evil clown killing people, right? And then just to
No rhyme or reason.
like make it a story, and I guess they introduced like this supernatural demon stuff, like a demon from hell is trying to come back into the world through him and through possessions.
I hate
And-
the side story.
And like the
It's
girl,
trash.
the main girl is like the only one that could kill him through like something through like her past or her ancestors. There's a magical sword that's able to kill him or hurt him. Like there's more that goes into it. And now there's just like, oh, we have to have something to keep showing you
He
him
really
killing
said
You,
people.
you can't do
Magical
two.
sword.
Yeah, you
Like,
can't do 2
why?
hours full of gore. Just
No.
like,
So
that's not a
it's
fun
I'm
movie.
sure we'll probably go to hell. Eventually, we'll go to space. Like it's gonna,
Space.
I don't know.
That's always the next
It's
level.
gonna, he reminds me of like Jason and like those old franchises to
Yeah.
where like let's just have fun with it. Let's see where we
But
can
also,
go.
we need a tiny thread to keep this going.
Yeah, you can't you need a little bit of story in there to like hold it all together.
Makes
as
sense.
bad as the story is.
I might watch one.
Ryan
I'm
watched them.
not like
Ryan watched it
watched
yesterday.
them. Wow.
Just a third one though. He hasn't seen the other one. So I'm like,
Well-
what are you doing?
I would never go out of order. Ryan's crazy. Okay. Well, out of 10, or where would you rank this within the Terrifier franchise? Is this last?
It had the biggest budget. I felt like it was. I feel like I like them all for different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
For gore level, 10 out of 10. Storyline, 3 out of 10.
Yeah, we never watched those footage.
I just think they're fun to watch. They're
Yeah.
fun to go laugh. They're like, oh my god, it's blood. Like that
Also,
doesn't
like,
sound funny,
I was
but
wondering, like, there's more money for the budget. Like, how much better can practical effects get? And they got pretty good. They got pretty good.
So we got this new technology. Might as well just squeeze that in here, right?
It's not even tech. It's like these people are. It's practical. Like there were maybe a couple of shots for CGI where maybe they needed to hide something.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to like the gore and the blood and all that, it's all practical. And it's like, damn.
more intestines than ever.
I feel like I might have to just see one to desensitize myself from it.
I
Because
think
like
that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think once I see one, because like with like the boys and stuff like that, it's just gore for the sake of gore. I feel like, but like maybe this will be like, okay, I'm just trying to push my
Like it
threshold.
is for the
how
sake
far
of
can I
gore,
go?
but also like let's see how good can we make this gore.
Yeah,
How
yeah,
good can we
okay.
make
Yeah.
it look?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well,
fucked up.
maybe I'll check it out. I'll see it when I see it. You know what I mean? All right. Let's get into the movies. So,
Yes, sir.
the two movies that we exchanged were Trick or Treat and Unsane. We're going to start with your movie since you're the guest. But this is Trick or Treat, released in 2007, I believe.
It was supposed to come out in 2007, but I think, like in film festivals and stuff, it wasn't actually released till 2009.
See, and you know what? That's so funny because I was gonna ask you guys because when I looked it up on my phone, it said 07. Everything said 07. But when I watched it on Max, it said 09.
Yeah.
And so I was like, is there like an alternate Trick or Treat? I'm like looking up, is there a Trick or Treat sequel? Is there a prequel?
Oh my God, I did a lot of research this morning, so we'll get to the sequel part.
Perfect.
But yeah, 2007, it was like film festivals and stuff, and then it wasn't actually released till 2009. It didn't actually get like a theatrical release. I think it went straight to DVD.
And what's really ironic about this is the first episode that I did of this podcast, I was asking my guests if they had a movie for me to recommend or to recommend a movie to me. And my friend Savannah recommended Trick or Treat to me. And lo and behold, it's like a full circle. In a way.
I heard her recommend that to you and was like, you better watch it.
And I just,
But now
I
it was
like,
our opportunity to force you.
But once again, like that's the beauty of this podcast and everything that I've kind of just been doing in this last year with movies. Cause like my threshold has just been open so much. It's just like, why did I? Cause like at the beginning of this, I'm just like, I don't really like horror like that. So I was not going to watch it, but like if all or most horror movies are similar to this, I could watch this all day. Like this wasn't terrifying at all. It was it was a fun movie. Very fun.
Majority of the horror movies that I enjoy and like make me laugh.
Yeah.
And maybe because I'm fucked up, but also like a lot of them are just funny. They're just fun.
This was fun. I enjoyed. So here's some things I enjoyed. I enjoyed the interweaving timelines. I enjoyed that. I liked. I was a little confused on some things, but I did enjoy sort of the rules of Halloween sort of thing that was going on, which I do have questions about, and some of the special effects, really good.
Yeah.
Really good, kind of cheesy, but really good.
For 15,
for
almost 20 years
2007.
ago,
Yeah. I was so surprised to see some people in there. Anna Paquin, I was surprised to see in there from True Blood and X-Men.
I think that was around True Blood time too.
And apparently, she's from New Zealand.
What?
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's what I have in my notes.
That's what it says.
Is that in my notes? It's not in my notes. Fact check.
Fact check me, please.
Did you watch it with him, Jackie?
No, she's not a scary movie fan. But I think that if she would have known that it was going to be more like Thanksgiving, she would have enjoyed it because Thanksgiving was.
Yes.
She watched Thanksgiving with us.
Did you love Thanksgiving?
I did. I think I like horror comedies. I think that's like my
Then
jam.
I've got a new list for you. Okay, we have a lot.
Cabin in the Woods. Well, have you seen that?
No, I don't think so.
That's a good one.
Same director as Thanksgiving.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Right? Are they both Eli?
I didn't know that.
No, Eli Roth is things. Oh,
Eli Roth
no,
didn't do
he's
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I did.
he did.
Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry.
I thought you were talking
You did
about.
Cabin
I'm
in the
talking
Woods?
Trick or Treat.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, they're talking about Trick or Treat.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
sorry.
back in
We're
Trick
getting
or
off topic here.
Yeah, we are.
Sorry.
Indeed.
I don't know anything.
So really quick. So yeah, I enjoyed this movie a lot. What makes this? When you texted me this movie, you said that this is one of your favorite or your favorite horror movie. What makes it your favorite exactly?
It's not necessarily my favorite horror movie. It's my favorite Halloween movie.
Oh,
Yes. Specifically, yes.
Did I tell you that, or did I say
No,
favorite?
you said Halloween. I saw an H, so I might have thought it was horror,
You're like,
but
oh
it was
my God, I'm
Halloween.
scared.
I mean, Halloween and horror go hand in hand. So
Yeah.
It's very true. Yeah,
But
Same difference.
it's a safe assumption to make.
So what makes it your favorite Halloween movie exactly?
I
And not
like
Halloween Town.
I need to rewatch Halloween Town. I haven't watched it.
It's not
I'm not gonna get off topic
I
again.
didn't say that.
It's on my list to rewatch this month because I watched it as a kid and I hated it. And I didn't. Okay, never mind.
Right.
So Trick or Treat, I like that it's an anthology, but it's not one story right after the other. They are all intertwined. It makes you want to rewatch it again. You're like, what did I miss? Oh, this person is this person. I also like that every scene fully encompasses Halloween. It's not spread out over a week. It's not a story over a month. This is all Halloween night. Every scene is Halloween related. And I also read something this morning that I didn't even realize when watching it, that it shows all ages experience Halloween.
Yep, I think I wrote that down as well. Like,
It's like
I was seeing the kids,
teens,
yep.
the young adults, and then the adults. It's just a fun. It shows all stages of life celebrating Halloween. There's also fun little like ghost stories told in or like tales told throughout the movie.
Feels very goosebumpish.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
Very, very goosebumpish.
I think
for
that's
sure.
what it is. It's our favorite holiday, and it has everything you ever want out of Halloween. You have spooky, you have fun, you got your candies, you got people getting killed, you got people getting scared, you got people having fun, and then you got supernatural, but also real life kind of scary with the serial killer dad.
You know
And,
what?
like-
I had questions on that. We'll get to that, but go ahead. Sorry.
No, it was just that. It has it all. That's
Yeah.
why I love it so much. It just has everything you want out of a Halloween movie that you may get a piece of in different movies. You get it all in one.
Yeah. See, because when I was watching the movie, I thought it was all going to be surrounded about like the rules of Halloween in a way, like kind of how like if you ever seen what is that movie? It's the movie where he kills people based on like superstitions. What's the name of that movie?
I don't know.
Sounds
It's like-
familiar.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, like where it's the guy from Dawson's Creek is in it, and he like there's like that rule that you're not supposed to urban legend. That's what it's called.
Oh,
Do you remember that?
that
I don't
movie.
know.
That's a part of my brain that you just unlocked. I did watch Urban Legend when I was younger, and I need to rewatch it now.
We have to watch that movie.
Okay.
If I get a movie picked, I might switch my movie, to be honest, because Urban Legend it's so weird, but like the killer kills people based on urban legends, like you're supposed to check your back seat when you get into a car, or pop rocks and soda can kill you and stuff like that. So I thought it was going to be similar to something of that ilk, which it wasn't, but I'm surprised. I was kind of confused through some of it because like stuff was happening, like they blew out the candle in the pumpkin. I'm like, well, what does that mean? Like,
That's one of the rules. You're not supposed to blow out the candle until Halloween. It's actually over.
well, but why? I guess they
It's
never.
the whole like
keeping the
ancient
spirits
tradition.
away, and
Oh.
and that's what I wrote down a lot of notes here. Sam represents the spirit of Halloween and the consequences of breaking traditions.
Oh.
So he doesn't. After rewatching, rewatch it every year. I realized this year there's actually like not a lot of killings.
No.
It's
no.
the first lady because she blew out the candle in the jack-o'-lantern, and then was trying to kill the old man. But then once he was given a piece of, because he wasn't passing out candy, and then once
I
he
thought it was
was
because he was stealing it.
was he stealing candy?
Well, because he had like those sacks of candy. I thought like he was terrifying
bus
the
driver?
kids.
Yeah.
I thought it was just had it coming because of what he did to the kids.
No, it's because he wasn't passing out candy. It was
Yeah.
literally. And then once he gave Sam a piece of candy, Sam. That's why he left him alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got that. I got that.
Okay.
We didn't get that at first watch, obviously.
At first, second, third, fourth.
As the series goes on, do they mention this character's name that's on your shirt? Because I mean, they didn't really call it Sam.
It's on print. It's in print at the beginning of the movie. It says Sam Hine, which is
that's the name for Halloween.
the Celtic Festival of the Dead.
Oh, right. Okay, that make.
But
okay,
I don't
I
think
wasn't
they've
sure if that
actually-
was
I
like
don't
correlating
think
the
they
two.
don't say it or refer to him as it. It's just one of those things that you find out once you watch the movie and like filmmakers put it out there or whatever.
Was it in the short story at all?
I don't know.
I don't remember either.
Freaky face, man.
Oh, once he
Freaky,
takes
yeah.
Yes. I love
Freaky.
it.
It's like is he made of pumpkin?
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
You see when he got like shot? Like,
Yeah,
he got
yeah.
Just like pumpkin guts everywhere.
That's so sick.
He also he was in the scene of the dressing room and the girls trying on costumes. There was a kid with a lollipop That's the kid who plays Sam.
That was actually one of Jackie's fun facts.
Dang, I'm sorry, Jackie.
You blew up her spot.
I'm gonna
Sam.
stop. I'm gonna stop.
No, 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 no.
sharing.
Stop
Well,
talking. This is a podcast.
What am I
Yeah,
here for?
you're right. But no, that was. It's such a fun movie. I thought it was going to be way more terrified, but like a lot of it's kind of just like revenge in a way. Some of it's not revenge. I thought that the Mr. Wilkins, I thought he was a part of like, I thought his kid maybe was the person who killed the robot lady, and it didn't turn out to be that. And then I'm like,
No, that was a whole
and then
he's
he's just like killing people to kill people. I said, so is he not doing this for Halloween?
No, he's just a serial killer.
Wow.
Well, and I also, there's the scene where he's burying the kid that he poisoned with chocolate. He's putting him into a grave, and there's another kid in there.
That's what I was gonna ask. I was like, who
He
is
has
that?
We were trying to
going on.
figure it out the whole movie. I was looking for like a
A
I
clown.
don't
Clown.
think they showed it.
Yeah.
I think it's just them showing you like this is not his first victim. Like he's something that he does.
What do you think is gonna happen with that kid? Right, foster care.
No, he's gonna be like his dad. He's learning.
Well, yeah, but like, he's gonna live on his own? They got a mortgage to pay.
I was wondering because
He's a principal. He didn't pay off that house. I mean,
one of the questions that I had is like, was he was he really because they showed the vampire right towards the beginning or him
yeah.
as the vampire, but like when they first showed him, he seemed like a real vampire. So I was like, okay, this movie has vampires. And then when it turned out to be him, I was like, was he just trying to be like that guy? Was he just pretending to be him?
I didn't think of that at all.
I
Because
know- I
the guy,
think-
he seemed like the vampire really killed that girl and sucked her blood. How did he get to kill her? So I don't know.
I thought that he was using some type of like specialty fangs
Which he was
to like kill that one girl in the alley, but I didn't think that
Okay.
I didn't think that he was actually a vampire.
He just ran into the wrong
They
girl.
didn't even use a wooden stake.
True.
Can't kill him just by eating them. Apparently, I don't know how that would work. I guess in vampire, because I mean, I guess he would just keep regenerating, right? I guess because
Yeah,
they
you're right, you're
heal.
right.
Also,
Um,
how are you a serial killer and also a That's too many. Let's try to put too many stories.
Pick one.
We've already got 4 or 5 stories going on. We can't make a vampire.
And he's a
serial
principal.
killer.
He has to be out at
And
night,
a principal?
oh no, I mean because he has to be out in the daytime, so he couldn't be a principal
Yeah.
and a vampire.
Too many holes in this story. This is a terrible movie.
I can imagine. I can dream.
How could? No, you could. I mean,
I also noticed the Anna Paquin girls' stories.
she's so hot. I love
100%.
Anna Paquin.
But I
This is
didn't
probably
catch.
the real reason both of you like this
I didn't
movie.
catch any of this on my other viewings. How they're at the beginning when they're in the restroom rooms talking about like being in Florida somewhere and then parties and like
Yes.
eating things.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, they're talking about eating people.
Yeah,
So,
more ceremonies.
So
Yeah.
when I was listening to that conversation, I'm like, so wait, these girls. Before I knew what happened, I was like, these girls travel the country
To trap men on
to
Halloween.
to trap men on how to have sex with men on Halloween.
And just
'Cause
like random whatever looking man.
I'm like, what? I'm like, this is the stupidest plot, but it did pay off.
Yes.
Also because like. With the way that they were talking about like Anna Paquin, oh, I want to make this special. I was rolling my eyes like, oh, brother.
Or like her virginity.
And I'm like,
yeah.
oh my god. I'm like, get over it, lady. But like,
It does come off really corny until you.
it's
Yeah.
super corny. And then when it finally gets to this scene where the tables are reversed, I'm like, oh shit, are they vampires? And then I'm like, werewolves.
It was cool to see her
then-
dressed, as Red Riding Hood.
Yeah.
walking
Oh, I
through
didn't
Yes.
even.
wood. I was just like,
Wow.
oh.
I didn't even put that connection together.
That was pretty cool.
In an earlier scene with the kids at the rock quarry in the elevator, you hear howling, and the girl goes, "Oh, that's werewolves."
Yes.
Yeah, and they even show Cinderella and like Pete like hearing that werewolf sound too, and I was like, uh-oh. I was like, okay,
Whoa.
what's gonna happen? I wasn't even sure. And then and this is one of the special effects scenes I want to talk about because they were ripping off their skin.
Yes.
It didn't look real. I mean, obviously, but like, ew, right? Like, they're ripping off their skin. One lady like cuts down somebody's back,
Like a zipper.
yeah, and then like it almost looks like that scene in Men in Black where
Oh, yes.
the alien like rips off,
Just comes out.
I was like, oh my goodness.
I wonder if they take on the same form of female woman every time they
And that's what.
like. Is
another-
it the same?
That's
every
what I was
time?
gonna ask, because so you know how at the end of the movie they kind of re-show how the beginning of the movie came to be. So like Rhonda, she has the wagon, and then that Audi almost hits her. It's those girls.
Yes.
So did they rip the skin off and then put it back on?
Wait,
That
did
was
happen?
earlier.
No, that's earlier because the movie moves back.
It reset back to the
Oh,
beginning.
So
duh.
them driving, I think maybe that's when they were getting into town. Oh, when they left the costume store, maybe.
Oh yeah, because they were in costume.
Yeah, because they're already in costume. So maybe they were heading to the parade to look for
But
those
that wouldn't
guys.
make sense because Rhonda had the wagon. She was going back home.
Oh, and she heard the werewolves.
So
Earlier.
she would have had to have been later because that's also when the robot blew out the candle.
Then maybe it is. They just go back to that same
They
scene.
just rip it off and then just apply it back like with super glue or
Just
something.
Maybe
staple
we
it
need
back
like a
up.
Tenet level examination of the timeline.
Actually, no. Like,
because now I'm
you know,
confused.
you're right. Because I've never seen a werewolf shed skin. They just turn into it, and then you go back to normal.
Yeah,
What happens to its skin?
but they
They
literally
don't-
were
they
taking
just
it
turn
off.
into a werewolf. They
They-
don't. Their skin doesn't come off. You know what I mean?
They just morph.
They
They
just
don't.
morph
They don't.
into
It
a
doesn't come
werewolf.
off. But this one, they like
Like you know,
the
their
skin literally like
hands-
plopped off. Like I
their
saw
hands
that.
get longer, claws come out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And this
that's why I
one,
was
they,
like,
they showed it
yeah.
like it was from the inside out.
So they were like ripping it off, like
Yeah.
like a costume. So I was like, there was no zippers. So are they? What are they doing here? Do they just come with the supplies, like some super glue, a couple, some bond, some gold? Not, what I'm saying, gold bond. That's
Maybe
not-
they
that's
just
not
shed the skin and they just morph back into that skin and then shed it again.
Maybe
don't
they
know.
never thought anyone would analyze this, and they don't know the
They
details
said,
either.
move on, man. It's just a fun
I
movie.
mean, it's already werewolves.
They're
Why are you
werewolves and they're
questioning that?
girls. It's
yeah,
fine.
yeah. And okay, so we've talked about two plots already. So we talked about the about Sam killing the robot. We talked about the werewolves and the vampires. So I guess three. Now
Kids.
the kids.
I think that's my
What
favorite storyline.
Yes.
of
The
movie.
fuck. Why are okay? First of all,
those Halloween costumes were dope.
why are those kids trying to give sacrificial pumpkins to those murder kids? One, and then why is this girl trying to prank poor Rhonda?
I think the sacrificial pumpkins were not really.
That was just part of the prank.
As part of
Oh,
getting her down
right.
It
there.
was just like, how do we
Right.
prank Rhonda? And it was like,
You,
oh, I
you
know
think
this
she,
story.
you think she was jealous?
It's a big bullying story. Oh, because she talks to the boy.
The angel, cause you saw how the angel girl. I don't even remember her name,
I don't
but like how she was darting looks when Schrader was getting all cutesy with Rhonda.
Well, it was weird because they set it up. I noticed this and I was like, was that a mistake in the movie or something else? Because they set it up as like these kids that like know Rhonda already.
Mm-hmm.
They want to play a prank on her. So they invited her to come hang out on Halloween.
Right.
And then they get to Rhonda's house and then she tells like, okay, you're up. Like it's like they already planned this. But when Rhonda walks up to him, he introduces himself to her. Like, hi, I'm so and so. And she's like, I'm Rhonda.
Maybe it's
And I'm
like maybe it's like they never talked in school kind of thing, but like you got to make a formal introduction. It's like because he seemed like a kind of a jock type, like a
Yeah, I just
GI
figured
jock
like
type.
if you got her to come hang out with you, I feel like that would have happened already. You know, the introduction.
Yeah.
That was threw me off a little bit.
The story, like the Corey Corey story was very interesting. Loved it. I was just like, why does she want to bully this poor woman? And luckily, she got her comeuppance, but also kids died. You're unmuted, sweetie. If you want to comeuppance, that's a word.
No, you just made that up, but I'll take it.
I didn't make that up, right? You've heard of that, right?
Are you saying like she had a come up?
No, comeuppance.
Oh, okay. My bad. My bad.
No.
No, comeuppance. That's a thing. Look it up.
Sure.
It's one word.
But
Please
I'm
look it up.
curious about your Corey thing, though.
No, it's just
The story is incredibly sad. The
it
original
is a
story.
sad story. Oh, also, here's a theory that I had that didn't come to fruition, or maybe it did. I don't know. Maybe I thought that the vampire that was actually it's not true. The vampire that was on the bus was Mr. Wilkins. That's what I thought that was going to happen, but
Oh, I
because
didn't even think of that.
I was like, maybe he survived, right? You know, maybe he's like that's probably why he would want to kill some people. Maybe I don't know.
Oh.
Take revenge, but
I don't think so because they showed all the kids when they came back.
Yeah, it's not.
They were all there. You know?
Exactly, but yeah. I thought maybe, but no, it was a pretty cool story. I enjoyed it a lot.
It's very few anthologies that I enjoy because the stories, every now and then, anthology works.
Yeah,
and this one works so well because it was all connected. You never felt like you had a break in between stories. It was just all going and flowing, and you just like you were hooked from the beginning to the end.
Yeah, that's definitely what I enjoy because it definitely did show these stories, but I thought it was like one story, but you kind of get the hang of it as it goes along. It goes
back in time a little bit on that same day, and you're like, oh, gotta adjust my brain a little bit.
Do you think the kids should have,
What kids?
The kids got killed. The kids that Rhonda left in the quarry.
Oh.
Do you think they should have died?
Yeah.
Yes.
They're assholes.
Yeah, bullies. That's what bullies get.
This is an anti-bullying movie.
That's what bullies get.
They get murdered by ghosts.
Oh, okay.
Actually, no, but especially the little.
They could have learned a lesson.
Fat kid. He felt guilty.
Yeah, he was super guilty.
But he played his part really well, so maybe not. When he was like, "Oh, I'm scared. I'm not going out there," and she told him like, "Oh no, stay back." And then he come back and he's playing dead. I'm like, "Oh, fuck that guy."
I don't know.
They didn't deserve
Rhonda
that.
just has like a lot of trauma now.
Rhonda, I think Rhonda, like
she's accessible.
She might have done this before.
That you might be on to something.
Maybe she lures kids down there for the ghost.
Yes, maybe
That's a real sacrifice.
Man,
she plays this little innocent girl. Hell yeah.
Her and Sam are in cahoots to feed the ghost children.
I love that when she comes up from the quarry and he shows up and they just look at each other and then they just keep going their own way.
It's a transaction.
Oh, yeah.
So
what
cool.
do you think that's about? Did she have the pumpkins with her? Like the candle pumpkins? Like why didn't she?
I don't think she's even on his radar because she does Halloween. She knows everything about Halloween. She follows all of the rules. She has all these jack-o'-lanterns at home. Like she's like the ideal Halloween person. So maybe that's why.
He's like, you know what, kid, you're all right.
You're one of the good ones.
I'm gonna leave you be. And so then they go to Mr. Krieg's story. Oh, and I really. Sorry, no. The noises kind of confused me. I loved how the Mr. Wilkins story played into Mr. Krieg's story in a way, to where he's like screw you, Krieg, and then all of a sudden you see him get attacked by something. I'm just like, oh my goodness. I'm like, are they working together? I had no idea what was happening at all.
And then you get to see Sam all along, and you get to see it from this perspective.
Yeah. And what a story this was. One question I had about the ending for Mr. Krieg, why did the kids attack him now, you think?
Yes, I was curious about that. Why did they show up at his house now?
You think it's because he burned the photos, maybe? Because like those photos had I guess he just eventually decided to burn these photos with the kids on. Why would they take a picture with a bus driver?
To me, it just felt like a way
off?
of wrapping that up.
Yeah.
But also, I don't know exactly why. Because why haven't they shown up?
Because I don't think they needed the quarry lift. Because like she didn't bring it back down there.
No.
At least
And
not
ghosts.
And they're and they are ghosts.
Maybe that's why Sam was there.
Did they show him? Did they show them killing him? Or maybe
No, they just show up outside.
Yeah, I just figured that it would.
He's just being haunted by them now.
Or maybe he is every year and we don't know.
Will they go back to kill their parents?
Yeah, fuck the parents.
Yeah, kill the parents.
Is this
Should
all
have been the first thing they did.
Yeah, maybe
that's what they were doing the years leading up to this, killing the parents.
There's like 6 of them, so maybe it's like one each.
Mom,
We can
Dad,
only come out on
15.
Halloween. Yeah, they can only come out that one night. It's
You know
like,
what? That you might be onto something. Maybe they can only come out on
'cause
Halloween.
They talked about it like this is the one night where spirits can
the
come
thinnest,
out or walk around or whatever. Yeah, like that door in between worlds is the thinnest. Yeah, like you said.
Interesting.
So this is their chance, and that was the last victim.
They had to find his house.
That was the last
You know,
victim,
it's a big town. They're like knocking.
They don't have
like
cell
is
phones.
Krieg here?
They just open a phone book.
They're like Krieg. They can't read very well because
They're kids.
they're kids.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Yep. That was a terrible joke. I'm sorry. I just assume kids could read.
regular
It's
kids.
It's 2007. Maybe there's no phone book. You know, they're not. They don't know how to
I'm not gonna
read.
We're
question
in
the
between
supernatural.
phone books and cell phones at this time.
Exactly.
It's a weird time.
They're
in the
knocking on
world.
doors. They're like, "Is Creek here?" They're
I
like,
really
"Who?"
think it's like I like that idea of them just doing the parents every year or every year doing.
You
one
like that
parent.
idea?
Like
The
no,
theory.
and then eventually their last victim they have left is him, and then they showed us them get into the last person they have left to kill.
Yeah, it was a very fun movie. I enjoyed.
But those Halloween costumes are so cool.
Which ones?
The one that
The
the kids were in the
kids.
bus, like those old school style Halloween
Oh,
costumes,
yeah.
with just like
Dude,
weird
every time I see-
homemade looking mask. Which
We
is
have
like,
the picture in our house.
Do you?
Yeah,
it's
the
just like a-
photo of them with the bus driver.
It's like a hologram picture. You like when you do this, they
Whoa.
wear-
Where on your shelf?
It's on the little table next to the couch.
Dude, I sit.
Right
Where
next
you
to
sit
it,
every time you
there
watch movies.
Every fucking time I'm over there.
see
That
it.
is so funny.
We have so much Sam stuff in our house.
You might have seen it, you just don't recognize it, but
Yeah,
now you will.
Wow. It's been like life just works out so funny that way. Like it's just slowly sprinkled throughout my life and
Yeah.
it just finally gets to me. But no, this was a very fun movie. Thank you guys for the watch. I did love it. And I think I'm with my movie collection, I'm gonna try to add more horror movies to the collection because I don't have many.
You have to find the type of horror that appeals to you.
This horror appeals to me.
Yeah. Like,
And no, sorry, go ahead.
have you seen like Tucker and Dale versus Evil?
What? No.
I feel like that's the type of horror that you would like.
I seen Shaun of the Dead.
It's similar to that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we have a
Shaun
lot
of
of
the
horror
Dead's fun.
comedies that
Yeah.
we can give you.
You don't have to give it to me. I'm just gonna.
Okay.
Oh, you
just
mean
Google-
to watch?
Just
Like
Google
suggest.
it then.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
not
okay.
gonna buy you no movies.
I'm not going to give my opinion on anything anymore.
No. No,
I'm
you
not
don't
gonna
have
give
No,
you
no,
my
no, it's fine.
movies.
Watch your own movies.
Thanks, Sam. All right. Well, any other thoughts? Jackie, got any fun facts?
Yeah, I was
I
gonna ask
do.
you how you liked it, but you didn't watch it.
She didn't
No,
watch it.
I do have fun facts though.
All right.
We may
Okay.
have read the same fun fact website, so I'm going to give you all this glory.
IMDb or basically.
I don't
Okay.
remember.
So the reason it didn't drop in 2007, two rumors. The first is that Saw 4 came out
Oh.
that like same month, and they didn't want to compete with it.
And look at where Saw is now.
In space. Crazy.
And the second reason is that I guess the year before, Michael Dougherty, he also wrote Superman Returns, and people
Whoa.
hated that movie. So they were like, "This movie's gonna suck."
Oh,
Damn.
you kind of have to give those failures a little room to
Yeah,
breathe.
yeah.
So let's give it a second.
Yeah.
The second one I have is that those little kids on the bus were actually kids with real disabilities or injuries, and they had a really good time. filming the
Aw.
movie.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And then the third, if you pause exactly at the end of the title montage, you'll see Sam's real face. So maybe check that out next time.
Sam's real face.
At the end of the title, I think you do see it. I think I remember seeing it.
Like his pumpkin head face or like his child head face?
I'm assuming child head.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to look that up. And see.
I mean, well, he was in the movie.
Yikes. Yeah, maybe
Right.
it's that guy.
The little kid.
Oh, one other note. That girl who dressed up as the black girl that was with them, she looks exactly like Jamie Presley from My Name is
Oh.
Earl. She looks like a black
She
Jamie
does.
Presley, which in turn makes her look like a black Margot Robbie.
Ooh,
If you get it, you get it.
yes.
Is this a Kevin Bacon who looks alike situation?
Well, there's a lot of people that look like Margot Robbie.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
So like she's like Jamie Presley is one of those people. So, but this girl looks
Add
like
to the list,
Jamie
yeah.
Presley.
Speaking of people,
Thank you
that
for the
look like-
facts, Jackie.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, thanks for the facts. Give yourself a round of applause.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go
A very
half
short
a
one, right.
round.
Gil, what were you about to say?
Oh, speaking of people that look like people, one of the girls from the bully group,
Mm-hmm.
the one that had like the ponytails and the braces.
Yeah, yeah.
Didn't she look like Boo from Monsters Inc?
A little bit.
She looked just like
She looks like a
grown-up
human
Boo
version.
from Monsters. Like
She
the
did look
With the
like
grown-up
mouth
Boo.
cute.
human version.
I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ, Sam. Act like you've been here before.
I'm just gonna shut up now.
No. You know, I was looking at those braces. I was like, are those braces or is that like a retainer? And how does it work exactly?
I don't know.
How do those work? I don't know how those
Braces?
work. Well,
No,
the one
ones
that she has, like
the wire right here and the whole.
How does that work?
I was supposed to have them as a child, headgear. But it was
Helmet?
yes, like not a helmet.
You're supposed to be on that
It's like
bus.
right. It's like a
Okay.
football helmet.
I think it's more for. I could be very wrong, but I think it's more for an overbite. It pulls your whole top.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Got it.
Wow.
It's more for the alignment of the jaw rather than the straightening of the teeth.
Wow.
Yeah, she looked like Boo from Monsters Inc. I thought that was
Yeah.
funny.
I thought her costume was pretty sick.
All the costumes. I mean, even the weird werewolf generic princess costumes. Those are pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Even what's even crazier is that, or I don't know if this was symbolism, which it probably was, because I thought of it. But when the girl who's coordinating the quarry prank, she's wearing an angel costume,
Yeah.
but she's really a bitch.
She's really a devil.
right. Like it's
I'm
kind of
just an
ironic.
angel, but I'm a bitch.
right.
Just,
Right.
it's
She's
just
not.
a costume.
She's dressing up
Just
as
like
an
the
angel, but
werewolves
she's not.
wearing-
So Halloween is all about being something you're not.
Exactly. Maybe this time, this year I'll go as John Cena. Just a random white man. Because I'm not white.
I was just no one's gonna see you.
No. Dang. Maybe Undertaker then. All right. Any other thoughts before we move on? Great movie, by the way.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
for.
I'm
Let
glad
me
you-
go
I
through
said
my
thank
fun
you like I
facts and
made
see
it.
if there's any.
No,
I said thank you like I made the movie. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed my movie.
maybe.
I'm glad you liked it.
The guy who played Mr. Krieg, he wanted to look like John Carpenter in the movie.
Is that
So
what
his
John
whole
Carpenter
look-
looks like?
And there's a lot of John Carpenter like references in the movie. One of them is when Sam's hand got cut off. Mr. Krieg says, "You got to be fucking kidding me," and he says it the way that it's said in The Thing with the spider head.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
You know what? It felt familiar when I saw that too, and I just didn't even put it together.
Just
Wow.
the hand crawling around like that.
I was laughing at it, and something was like striking me as familiar, but I wasn't sure. That's really cool. I didn't know that.
There's also like a couple of Stephen King. I didn't write them down, but there's a couple of
Jesus
Stephen
Christ,
King.
Sam.
There's a lot of references to like other horror movies and other horror writers in the movie. So
You'll never
Well,
find out what they
I'll
are.
write them
yeah,
down.
I guess not. Thanks.
you know what?
Sam.
When you Google your next horror movies that aren't recommended by us, you can Google what's.
I won't be doing that.
Thanks.
Also, real quick thing, Mr. Krieg's house, disgusting.
Creepy.
Clean up, man. A little.
Yeah.
Like, I know you've given up on life.
Yeah, but like, why does it look like it's burned? Why is you?
Like turn a light on.
Yeah, like
Does he not pay the
Get
electricity bill?
cable. He only has
he has
He
money.
only had like 3 channels on that
Right,
TV.
like he's got money. He has to have money because like he's got electricity, right? It's not.
Does he? The lights are off.
Well, he tried to turn on the light
He
and
has
then it
TV.
exploded. He's got TV. He's got it. He has to have electricity, and he's got
True.
booze. He's not stealing it, right? He's got to pay for it. Is he bumming it off of Mr. Wilkins?
It fits the character.
Yeah, come on, man. Get a life, Mr. Krieg.
He's going through a depression like 20
A
years.
50-year depression.
50.
I mean,
Listen.
if you would have done that and then almost died for a bit,
It's like, listen, are you going to be sad about it or are you going to do something about it? Are you going to off yourself or are you just going to keep drinking?
You should give him the
go
pep
back,
talk.
think about it. Mission accomplished. You did it. You did what you were set out to do.
Did it? Oh, I guess so. He did.
You did what they paid you to do.
It's like Mission Impossible. It was like,
Oh yeah, they paid him,
Yeah,
and they
they
said it was a
paid him.
good amount of money.
oh, so maybe that's what it is. Maybe
He's been
he
living
does,
off of it for 50 years.
and he lives in the same town. What an idiot.
Yeah, get out of there.
Yeah, move.
I'm out of
Get
here.
out of there, bro.
Miami Beach, baby. Penthouse. I'm out of here.
Those kids were never.
I'm in
catching me.
Abu Dhabi, baby. let's see her spirit travel to Abu Dhabi on its own.
You can't haunt me in
They,
a
they
5-star
don't even,
hotel.
they don't even have Halloween in Abu Dhabi. Now what? You can't haunt me. I've been gone, man. Living my best life. All right.
That was great.
Let's move on to Unsane, 2018, directed by Steven Soderbergh.
I did not know that until after, and I looked it up because that was one of my first notes. Like,
He
It's
is
circled and says, "What the fuck."
Steven Soderbergh. What the?
this movie I literally found like I watched it on like AMC or something like that, and I saw it on like Instagram one day, and I saw it in the theater. But I love the premise of this movie because it's like it's basically about a girl who's getting stalked, but she's in a mental institution and she thinks she sees her stalker within the mental institution. Does she see him? Does she not see him? We're gonna spoil it for you, so get ready.
Did you said you saw it in theaters?
Yeah, I saw this movie in theaters.
Oh, I
This
never heard of
is
movie.
like my third time watching it. What?
Nothing.
Never mind. But yeah, this is like my third time watching this movie. So let's hear your thoughts. Let's hear the good, bad, and the ugly. Who'd like to start?
I went in blind, so I had no idea about the premise or nothing about it.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
And I liked it. I liked it.
That's a good sign.
Yes, but yeah, like one of my first notes was like, "What is the budget and who directed this?" Because
It looks cheap, yeah.
It started, yes, but I think it was intentional during those
The
parts.
shots
Yeah.
are very interesting. The way it was
Also,
shot.
since I didn't know the premise, I didn't understand those initial shots until I found out that she was being stalked and all that. Because the first like 10, 15 minutes, I was like, why are they shooting this shit like this?
Yeah.
What's up with all these wide shots?
Super bright.
Like through
Static.
like leaves and
Yeah,
bushes.
but not necessarily telling you that she was being watched.
Mm-hmm.
It was more of like wide shots, static, did not move. And it was like, okay, this is an interesting choice. Like I liked it, but it felt amateur.
Yes.
Amateur.
Yes.
So that's why I was like, who is this person? Is this their first movie? There's potential here.
Yeah.
So that's why, what the fuck, Steven Soderbergh? Okay. So that's when I realized, okay, it was a choice.
Yeah.
So I liked that part of it, and I enjoyed the very minimal amount of music.
Yes.
And when
Yeah.
it was used, it worked so well.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why when it was used in the end, it didn't work for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was like, oh, this music feels out of place now.
Yeah, it did. Like it's a very quiet, minimalist in a way,
Yeah.
very minimalist sort of film. But like, what I like about this movie is the psychological aspect of it.
The whole, is it real? Is it not?
Right. Yeah. Right. Because like you think you don't know that she's having trouble with a stalker until she like Googles it, and then there's even different layers of fear in it for me. You know what I mean? Because like, I'm not really afraid of being stalked, obviously, but like,
Inviting all stalkers.
I don't think I'm not. I mean, you want
Who's
to stalk
that
me?
over
Like me of all people? I'm flattered, but stalk somebody else. There's more interested people, I promise. But like, I think another interesting aspect of this movie that I think is really scary is like the whole. I don't even know if it's like the boy who cried wolf, but like the aspect of like you saying something that's truthful and no one is hearing you out.
I also think that it was obviously she's very upset and frustrated, but it's the way that you communicate what's happening to you.
Mm-hmm.
But she's also very afraid. She's very
Yeah.
being admitted into a psychiatric hospital like against your will is understandably very terrifying.
Dude.
And not having a way out, not having contact with anybody. But then also nobody believing you that something is truly happening to you. But as you're watching it, you're like, just like have a conversation. But at the same time, it's like if you're in this situation, you're going to be just as frantic.
Exactly. Well, and another thing is that like you could just have a conversation, but they think you're insane.
Yes.
So any conversation you try to have with them on the level, they're automatically thinking like, okay, they're speaking normally, but like this person is not in their right mind or whatever. So I thought that was interesting. And then even how when she's signing this paperwork, she's like, okay, well, can I do my meeting now? Why don't you take a seat? And then she's like, okay. And then she's like, can you follow me? And then it progresses so quickly in that way that like I would be so freaked out as soon as I try to like reach for the door and I'm not able to leave. Oh
They're
my
taking
goodness.
your belongings. That's such an invasive experience of somebody like going through your purse,
Exactly.
your bag.
Yeah.
And you're obviously like already very frustrated because like you thought you were sharing your feelings with somebody you could trust.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're just setting up another one because you enjoyed talking to that therapist. And then it's like, oh, follow, like it's just these little annoyances that you're like, I really have to get back to work. Like I really don't have time for this. And then you're trapped in a situation all of a sudden. And like, it's very violating. And
Absolutely.
And
how would you do in that situation, you think? You
I
think,
would cry immediately.
You just Gilbert, how do you handle it?
You want to
I
cry?
want to fucking cry. No,
What do you do?
I would not be in there.
You wouldn't be. So let's
There's no way you can tell me, oh, just go into that room and take off your clothes. No.
Oh
You don't have
yeah,
to
I wouldn't be
take me
taking off my
down.
clothes. They would
You
not
don't
be
have
going
to-
through my
you don't have
purse.
the police gonna have to show up, sir. You signed this paper. You're gonna have to do what they said they did.
I
I'd be
also-
like, oh wait, I didn't mean to sign that.
I would have read
Boom.
the paper.
I would have fought a lot harder than just be like, okay,
Yeah.
but I didn't mean no.
This is why you read everything you sign.
Well, that's the thing. She
I
did.
don't read everything.
That's what surprised me too. She was very thorough.
She was not.
Did you just say that was boilerplate? So
She
I
was
thought she
not.
was sitting there reading, and as I finished with my homework,
I think she was
because
just. Oh, I thought she was just signing it.
no. She could have signed it in the office, and then she was outside of the office reading through it. So that told me that she was thoroughly examining the document.
I don't think she did because
No,
they
yeah.
very obviously locked her into something.
Yeah, I don't.
Anyway,
yeah.
One good thing, sorry, that before we move on to like the next later in the movie, the one thing that they did really well was setting it up to where you didn't know what was going on. 'Cause
Yes.
you mentioned like, oh, she was being stalked, and I feel like if we would have started out the story with like this person, she's being stalked, she's not crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I don't think it would have felt the same when she was going through all of this or being admitted without her consent,
Mm-hmm.
because we don't have any idea what's going on. Just like she has no idea what's going on.
You know.
If they would have planted that idea in our head, it was like she is this same person who's being stalked. She moved away, and it's possible that no one's going to listen to her because, like they didn't
Yeah.
set it up in any way
They
to
did
influence
do little
the audience.
plans.
But they didn't influence the audience to think anything. They didn't want the audience to think she is good or bad, or she's crazy, she's not.
I think, they did little drops of somebody following her, but you didn't know that's what you were looking for.
Right.
So, like, in the office, there was somebody that walked by that looked like him.
yeah.
And, like, the very
That's what I
first
mean.
scene, she was like,
They're not blatantly telling you.
Yeah,
this
she
person
just
is
like
going
she just
through
like
this.
she looks at it and she's like, huh, and then it's just like, okay, whatever, and they're just like, that like sticks with you, but you don't like know anything about
and
it.
then, like, she's moved states without anyone she's ever known. It's for a reason, obviously. She doesn't explain to her mom.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
if the movie would have told you why, I don't think it would have been as effective when they put it in the hospital. Because you're like, okay, put her in the hospital. She's being crazy.
Yeah.
Did you know it was about a stalker before you went to the movies?
Yes, I did.
So maybe it's just you going in.
But
going blind.
even rewatching it now after so long, like seeing like the wide angles, and I'm just like, because I literally wrote down, is this the stalker? Is this the stalker watching her? Which it was, but or even like the scene where she brings that guy back to her place. And she's like kissing on, they're like making out or whatever, and then she like kind of jumps out of nowhere. Like I was wondering what that was about, and I'm still not really clear on it.
Yeah, but it's a little bit after that when they reveal the stalker thing, and then she was like, oh, okay, she got triggered.
It was
Really? Was
something.
it?
I think. Well, they didn't show like his face like
No,
they did
but
in
like,
other scenes.
It was
but
a little more clear that there was some traumatic stuff going on. You know?
Okay, yeah, because like she kind of like leaped off of him, but like didn't really explain anything.
I
So
mean, I don't know if
just,
it's because she saw his face like she did in other situations,
Maybe.
or
Probably,
sometimes
yeah.
if you've gone through a traumatic situation, just being touched or looked at in the wrong way can really just trigger a fight or flight.
yeah.
And I think something just triggered in her that she was like could not be touched by this man.
I think it was another way of Stephen, giving us a vague way, showing us a vague way of like this person is going through something. You don't need to know what
Right.
it is yet.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they're-
And also
they're going
letting
through
you make
something.
your own determination of
Is she crazy? Is she not?
is she fully mentally there, or is this something that she's fighting through?
And
Yeah.
this movie plays so well on that through the whole thing, because even when she, even when she's like talking with like the head psychiatrist, it seems like, oh my God, that was very loud. So sorry. That was my hour timer, everyone. So
Okay,
I guess it's
goodbye.
been over an hour. right. Everybody just backs up and leaves. Yeah, I thought it does such a good job of like questioning whether or not she is all there. Because even when she's like debating with that psychiatrist on if she should be here, why don't you give it to someone else who needs it? I shouldn't be here. I have a group and a family who loves me, and I don't need to be here. And you're like, is this like, is she just like a pathological liar?
She was
or
also
is
lying
she
to her
like-
mom about her social life.
Exactly.
And also, you also think about the way she was speaking about suicide with the therapist. You're like, is that enough to admit somebody? Like, then you also kind of question your own sanity. Like, if I ever, like, just think about taking drugs and you're like, am I
Right.
Am I supposed to go to a mental
right.
facility? Like,
It's like I'm not going now because like I'm not trying to get put in a pokey for 24
The
hours.
pokey.
Like,
insurance scam thing was crazy.
and that's another aspect of it too. Is like that like these all play on fears that you don't normally have, but like I'm sure people have experience where
And I
you're.
wouldn't be surprised if this happened before.
And it's like,
Yeah.
who would believe me in that situation? You know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
Yes.
no one would believe me because, like, I'm sitting here like, bro, I'm not crazy. I just need to talk. Can I go, please? They're like, no,
And like, it's not that bad.
no.
It's like, oh, we can hold you for 24 hours or 7 days, and it's like, what's the
7? I don't know.
And
if I
it
would
sounds
be able to do
insane
it
if
for
you're
7
going
days.
through it, but from the outside looking in, you reading documents and you're seeing someone's like patient record. You're like,
Mhm.
okay, yeah.
And
That
those
makes
police
sense.
did no investigating, by the way.
Until it.
Jesus.
well, and you also don't know whether to side with the hospital because they're like, oh, they are being reasonable. They're giving her a phone call.
They,
Oh,
She calls 911.
I was laughing so hard.
Great job, bro. That's who you call.
the first thing I thought was like, they're gonna show up, see that you signed the paperwork, and leave.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like,
Yeah.
he's like, you know how many calls they get with this? I was like, bro, why don't you call your mom? Call your mom at that point, you know?
Yeah.
Mom was a trooper though.
Man.
The
was
mom
like,
pulled up.
where
She
are
She,
you?
said,
she pulled up. She pulled up for sure. Anything you or I don't think we got to what you liked about the movie. Did you or did we cover that with all of this minutia? I guess.
he's talking to me.
I'm trying to figure out if we did. No.
Did you say anything? Did you say whether?
Oh, I don't know. I liked going into it blind, not knowing what was really going on.
Mhm.
It was a good thriller, and it was creepy. Just thinking of first of all, men are trash, and then
Thanks, Sam.
knowing that. Thank you, Jackie. And knowing that there's a man that can physically harm you in the same room with you, and nobody is believing what you're saying about that person is terrifying. And that there's nothing you can do about it.
This is almost a perfect situation for a stalker movie. You know what I mean? Because like
Yeah.
any other scenario,
That's a professional stalker.
And she
Yeah.
did. She
That
did
man.
everything. She did all the right things to get away from him. She did a restraining order immediately.
Mhm.
She hired Matt Damon. To hire him.
By the way,
yo, that was.
that was great.
This is my third time seeing this movie,
They should-
and I was like, I get surprised that I see Matt
Every
Damon
time.
every
They should have paid him a
time.
little more so he can show
So
up
he
at
can come
the
back,
end
yeah.
to save
Yeah.
her. I was expecting him to show up and save her.
Yeah.
But she got tips and tricks from. What is his job? I don't know. He just came in. Professional anti-stalker man.
He's
Yeah,
just a
basically.
police detective, I think.
And then she skipped town and didn't tell anybody, and she did all the right things to get away from him. And it's how I also wonder how this situation got together for her to his benefit end up in the mental facility because he didn't put her there,
Mm.
That's the whole.
and then he started working there. So he
He
was
must
always
have been. He must have been stalking her from like the very. He must have known that.
well. You see, like him through the bushes and everything. He was waiting for like the right opportunity to keep stalking her,
Mhm.
and it just worked out in his favor that she ended up in this facility. And he was like, "Oh,
Oh,
here's
so
my-"
maybe he like tried to like get the job just in case, and then
That's
if-
my biggest question.
yeah.
It's like it just worked out too well.
Mm.
So it's like, how did he make that happen? Like, what was the? I don't need to know necessarily for the movie to be better or worse or anything, but you know,
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
It's a lot left to your own imagination.
Because
Yeah.
I mean, I imagine if she would have left, it would have just been like more of like the Invisible Man situation. Where have you seen that one, the new Invisible Man?
Yes,
Oh,
it's very good.
Super.
you
good.
know what? Actually, he didn't get a job.
No, I mean he killed the guy, but like
Yeah, but like, how did he?
I guess I mean he's a professional stalker.
Now I have one more questions. It's like, how did he take the guy's place? Didn't nobody knew the guy before? Like,
He was a new hire, I guess.
The timing of that.
it just worked out.
And
so
and
well.
it was like it was a night shift too, so maybe and I think she had been there for a full day.
I mean, as
at
a
that
stalker,
point.
I'm sure you do your research.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
He would have found another way to get to her if it wasn't through the hospital.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He would have
It
became a
would've-
patient. He would have done something.
would have went into consulting somehow, or and you know what? Maybe that was him at the office. You know what I mean? Like maybe maybe that was him at when she took that look into the cubicle.
When she was at work.
Yeah, maybe that was him. Because like, who's to say it wasn't?
I thought when she looked back, wasn't it someone else or was it just nobody?
They never showed his face,
Oh,
Yeah.
but it could have been. Because, like, I mean, if you think about it, he was watching her through go to work. So
maybe he was in the process of getting a job there, and then she went to the mental.
He's like, God damn it,
gotta
Sawyer.
get a new job again.
He's like working up his resume and stuff like that. He's like,
"What's
here's my
now?"
degrees in clinical physicians, psychiatry and stuff like that. But no,
that was great. It was the feeling of like not knowing what's going on, but also not feeling lost or bored. You know, like a lot of movies try to do that in that way, and you're just like, I'm too disconnected. Like I don't care if something happens.
Yeah.
But here I was just like, what's gonna happen? Why is this happening now? And then freaking Jay Farrell, man, they did him dirty.
Dude,
Yeah.
I was so sad for Jay, but like you almost knew it was coming with the way that bathroom angle happened.
And it was needed for the whole story to break out.
Yeah.
If he wouldn't have died, I don't think he would have gotten away with everything, I think.
He wasn't very conspicuous.
Well, I think they would have found the body because the body was found by like a random runner.
I think he would. You're talking about the guy. But the Jay Farrell thing. I think that's what blew up his plans. He wasn't planning on killing someone else.
Well,
So they killed him, and that made everyone suspicious already. So they started looking more into the whole facility and what's going on. And he was already investigating this. Like someone knew he was in there investigating this, and then he dies, and it's like, red flags.
Yeah. It was a double whammy because like I think they would have been back to the facility because they found the real George Shaw.
Eventually, but by then I think he would have gotten out of there.
Yeah.
The whole like.
Yeah, you know,
checking her
actually,
out,
you're right, because they wouldn't have necessarily gone to the mental facility thinking like somebody there
This
killed
is
him.
related.
Yeah,
They wouldn't have
How
thought it was
did a new
related
hire
at
have
all.
so much power to
What do you
like
mean?
release people, to be alone with patients?
Well, he just
to-
doctored it.
Yeah,
That's what I was thinking.
Like, there's a lot of lax rules in this place.
Well, yeah, and that's a
he was
part
also
of it.
an ideal employee. You remember, like he was so helpful and
Yeah.
such a good person.
Also
But there's
really,
not a lot of control over the drugs of who you're with without
Yeah.
supervision.
Dude,
like
really, honestly, this
turning off cameras, no one noticed that.
So Sawyer is like going crazy in that room. Like, where are the effing crayons? And they're like, oh, she accidentally got a drug of this instead of that. Why aren't you looking?
No
at
one looked into who gave out the drugs.
What's the put two and two together? This woman is saying that this man is stalking her, and she's going crazy all of a sudden when a drug was switched.
Well, you saw what happened when that patient brought the notes, or that nurse brought the note to the director, and she was just put him in the drawer like nothing happened.
No,
so it's the whole facility's corrupted. So they're gonna try to hide anything bad that happens in there.
I just think that she should have put two and two together because she was there. She's been there every time Sawyer's acted out and like done something crazy towards the stalker. So she would know, like,
The director lady?
No, the lady in the red smock or whatever it was, the one who told her to get undressed in the beginning.
Oh,
She was the same one who was telling him about
It's
the
the whole
mismatch drug.
power dynamic.
Also,
I
they're
guess.
just waiting for the insurance money. They're like, we don't give a shit what goes on in here.
That's true.
When is that check clear?
She'll be out here in a couple of days. We'll
Yeah,
be
none
fine.
of my business. Go stalk her elsewhere.
Man, it's such a weird scenario. It's a perfect
and it's
scenario.
unfortunate,
for
but it's
stalking.
just like they're not gonna. 99% of the time, they're not gonna believe the patient. Like,
Well, and it's also not about believing. Again, this is a scam. They
Yeah.
don't care what's happening.
Yeah, you're right.
We're
you're
here
right.
for the money. Then you can go.
Yeah.
that's true.
How long do you think you would have survived in there if you had the 7 days?
I would have never signed the document. So I read everything.
I told you I would have been in jail before I would have been in there.
I would have cried and they'd be
would've
like,
fought
okay,
someone.
you can go.
Yeah, I probably would have walked out after they said, "Just follow me." I'm like, "Did you hear my question?" And
Follow
Jackie
me
knows
where?
I'm famous for this. Like, if I'm asking you a question and you start talking about something else, I'm like, "Did you hear what I asked you?
Also,
Can you
like,
answer my question, please?"
The exit was right there. I'm running.
Yeah.
Give me a call to schedule my next appointment. I gotta go.
And you know what? I don't think that orderly would have been able to catch her. He was pretty big.
No.
You know, I'd have been out of there.
Yeah.
At least try to leave. Like, don't just walk where they tell you to walk. Like,
She hits the double doors. He's like, nah, whatever.
those are
Roll credits.
Those are automatic doors too. Like,
They've got someone else to scam next. So
Right,
they're
yeah,
fine.
I guess so.
they'll be like, all right, we'll try the next one.
I do like, again, everything was unpredictable. It wasn't just like a gotcha thing at the end of like everyone's arrested and we got the stalker.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was a full, like he's got her locked in a room with the cameras turned off. Nobody knows she's there.
Mm-hmm.
They brought down that other girl because she knew she had the shank. I forgot about the shank.
Yeah.
I was like, she's really gonna make him sleep with this girl.
Yeah.
I was like,
it was
what
getting weird. It was getting weird.
I was like, what's happening? Then the shank, and then I was like, oh, but then it like kept going, like he like, and I didn't expect it to keep going. So I didn't feel like it kept going too long. I liked the way it kept going.
Yeah.
It's crazy for them to show that yet, because I thought he was just gonna snap and kill her.
Yeah.
And then he tried and then stopped. I'm like, oh, maybe this guy is not necessarily like a killer.
No,
and
he doesn't
then he
want
just
to kill.
snapped that. No, he does.
He could snap that girl's
Because
neck.
he snapped that girl's neck
Whoa,
without
whoa,
hesitation.
whoa,
so
he-
it's just the whole like he really thinks he's in love with this
Yes,
woman.
and he
So
couldn't harm
So
her.
he's 100% a killer.
Yeah, he did kill
But-
George Shaw, didn't
Yeah,
He killed
but
George Shaw.
in my head, I
Killed
was just
Jay
like,
Farrell.
he did George Shaw for like he needed to go in there,
he? Yeah.
and then Jay Farrell, jealousy.
Mm-hmm.
But then with this girl, he's just no
I thought
thought, no reason.
I thought he killed her so it wouldn't be like proof.
No, I
Because
think
like
it's
she
just-
could have ran out of there. It was like, okay, well now I gotta kill you.
mean,
Gotta kill you to make sure that you don't
a dead body is proof of
kill
way
the
worse.
mom. Didn't
Oh,
think,
I
didn't-
forgot about the mom.
Didn't think
Yeah,
he had to
but
kill
they
the
didn't
mom.
prove it until later on. So in my head at that point, I was like, maybe this guy's not a killer. And then once he snapped that girl's head, I was like, yeah, this guy is first of all a killer,
Mhm.
and then a crazy stalker.
I really liked how they played him. How they played him like very childish in that scene where they're in the solitary confinement and Sawyer's kind of like taking control of the situation and
Taking advantage of his non-experience with women.
yes,
Yeah.
like he's like he seems very like in every other moment he seems like an adult. And then in that one moment, he's like, you can see him like deteriorating because he's like, no, I can't do that.
Yeah.
Like,
You could easily
girls are
manipulate him.
icky, like like that kind of thing. So like,
Big incel vibes.
yeah, it was man. He played it perfectly. But like when I saw that in the theater, he snapped that girl's neck. I said, oh shit.
Yeah.
I was,
Because up until
Oh,
that
you had that in
point-
you?
I was like,
Up until that point, I was like, this movie can go anywhere, any direction. And
Mhm.
then I was like, okay, now I know what character they're playing. Like, I know what they're trying to do now.
so how do you feel about the final scene where they finally
was
get to the
about to ask you
forest?
that.
Oh, how I felt
Oh.
about it?
No, never mind. That's not the final scene.
Oh, well,
The
what's
restaurant
what's
scene.
I'm thinking the final scene, final scene.
Oh, sorry. Okay, well, we'll get to that. So they get to the. Well, how did you feel about the forest scene? We should go.
The blue thing. I like the whole blue thing because of the beginning quote
Mhm.
about blue.
I didn't remember what the beginning quote was.
I don't
What
remember
was
the
it?
quote. I don't
Well, he
remember-
was just talking. Oh, you know what? And maybe that was like a text message that he had sent. Like, ever since I saw you in that one blue dress or whatever, it's been on site for you ever since and stuff like that. So
basically.
Is that
Okay.
what it said in the beginning?
he was
It was-
the stalker was narrating over
Yeah.
that beginning like blue shot.
There's something about blue.
And then
something-
he put the blue dress on the bed
Yeah.
later.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
okay,
I
so it
was
more
like-
about the dress.
I was trying to see if there was any type of symbolism. I didn't really look it
She
up.
was wearing a blue sweater the whole time.
Yeah, but I was looking up every time blue showed up, and it showed up quite a bit. Like she wore a blue blazer to the office.
Yeah.
Jay Farrell was wearing blue the entire time, and I just wasn't sure like what that meant exactly, or why like he decided to shoot in that shade of blue for the stalker's perspective. But maybe it's like a love thing or something like that. But like I don't know. I just wrote it down to kind of keep track to see if there were any other red and blue sort of like things, and there were a ton, but
That's interesting.
couldn't make a connection.
But I did like that shot and the whole like blue filter over it. It was pretty cool.
What about the killing though? What do you think about her?
Like
do you-
finishing him?
Yeah. Do
Like-
you think anything else happened? Like, do you think she went back to the cops? Do you think she just maybe went back to like where her car was and just drove off? Or
Like in between then and the 6 months that passed or
Mhm.
whatever. I don't know. That time cut was a little unexpected before they actually showed me a little more of
Mhm.
things. So I don't know.
what do you think? Any thoughts?
I mean, the police were already looking for him after. Were they?
Yeah, they
Oh,
had
yeah,
a-
they were.
They
Yeah, they
had-
were.
They had found the guy. They identified the John Doe, and I'm sure by then they're like, "Oh, this guy is supposed to be George, but he's not." So they put it together. So I'm assuming eventually they find the body. They talk to her. They figure out what happened, but it's like
I'm guessing she took the car back because nobody would know where to look for them.
Right. I'm just not sure like on like if she would have
did she
done
just-
any reporting.
did
Would she
just
just
move
go
on and
run?
not tell anyone?
Yeah, like because I mean like, and this is I
Because her
guess
mom
goes
was
towards
also in
the-
the trunk.
Yeah. Oh, maybe she did then, right? Because respect the
Oh.
dead. I guess she would have. She would have had to do that.
I love how she used her mom's necklace to kill him.
That was so good. I love that. But then, like, I wasn't expecting her to slit the throat like that. Like, that seemed very, like she's done that before, right?
I think it was more of like right before that,
You have so much
stabbed him
rage.
right in the neck.
Yeah.
And it's like, that didn't work. So by instinct, you're like, let me do it for real. Like, let me do it in a way now that
That
he's
would be
not
your
gonna get up.
instinct, Gilbert?
I mean, if you're trying to kill someone and you already tried and it didn't work, you're not thinking about going somewhere. Like, what are you gonna do? Stab him in the face?
I just keep stabbing.
In like
That's
a
my-
crime
I
of
think
passion and rage, you typically just keep stabbing.
I
Right.
feel like that was the first stab, which she was just like,
Well, she didn't
passionate.
keep stabbing.
And then the next one, it was just like, I need you to just end this. And it's like, this is the
Oh, when they
most-
were in the solitary confinement, she stabbed him in the neck,
Yeah,
right?
which
And
is
it
only
didn't work.
once.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's the crime of passion that you mentioned, like that moment of rage, where when she killed him, it wasn't out of rage. It was more like calculated. Like, I need to finish this, you know?
And then what about her ankle, right? Like,
Did she twist it or
Oh,
something?
that was
that
fucked up.
guy, like, also, I'm so sorry. I feel like we've watched so many movies with, like, foot mangling.
People's
Terrifier.
ankles
Yes.
getting fucked.
Like, people's, like, I think we were watching, I think Thanksgiving had a lot
Yeah.
of
Oh,
that.
the trampoline.
Yeah, or even
Trick or treat.
a trick or treat
With
with
Sam
the,
under
the-
the
yeah,
the-
with the, oh my goodness. I said, poor
It's just,
Sam.
It's just a guaranteed way to stop someone from going anywhere.
That's true. You can't be mobile without your ankles.
Yeah.
That's the lesson of today.
But then
Get the ankles.
Sweep the legs.
but then the 6 months pass, and it's like they show that whole thing with her. It's like, is she a killer now? Is she just still having crazy episodes? Like, because she was
I
really
don't
close.
think she's a killer. I think that
I mean, she was. Right
She was very
there.
close.
Very close.
even though you've dealt with the trauma and resolved it, you're still gonna live with it forever.
It's
Yeah.
not just them showing you that.
I don't think that means
She-
she's crazy.
It's done.
I think
She
she
still
is.
has to live.
I think she is,
I think she
honestly.
is.
No, I think you're traumatized by
Well,
something.
crazy
like
might be
you're
the wrong
gonna-
word, but she definitely needs to be hospitalized somewhere and looked
I don't
at.
think
She's still
If-
seeing
if-
the man that she killed.
she needs to find a new therapist.
She needs some evaluation.
Yeah, don't go to Shady Hills or whatever it's called,
Yeah.
Crystal
Go
Oaks.
to a big
Go to
city.
BetterHelp.
Yeah, better help.
Not
yeah.
a sponsor.
Not a sponsor. But yeah, that's
For
what I'm
the
saying. It's
comfort of
like,
your own home, and they can't admit you.
she's got to do virtual. She's got to do
Yeah,
virtual.
yes.
I mean, but it's also 2007, I guess. Or was it? Wait, was it?
2018.
No. Right. My bad. Why am I thinking 2000?
She needs to
Trick or
wait
treat.
2 years where you can then
Yeah, right.
actually meet with a therapist.
Right, 2020 is coming.
Yep.
But yeah, I definitely thought that she was still suffering from trauma and stuff like that. So, but I really love the last shot because it reminds me of the Thriller music video, how it like freezes and then zooms in on that.
That's the whole thing that threw me off. The last shot, how it froze, and then the music over it, and I'm just like,
Wait, what was the last shot?
She's like running
walks-
out of the
run
hospital,
the diner,
and it's her looking back.
and looking back, and just
What? I
pauses,
don't remember that.
and then the music is playing. I'm like, what the fuck is going on right now? Like, you barely had any music in this movie, and now you want to play this.
You gotta
song.
gotta have music for the end, I guess. I
Yeah,
don't
it
know.
just didn't fit. I think.
Maybe to satisfy the producers.
And the whole, she was such a bitch firing that girl. What, did she fire that girl or was it a joke?
It
I
was
think
a
that was a
joke.
joke.
It
I
was
think
a
that was a
joke.
joke.
She's like,
Okay.
I'm the boss now. I just like being mean to you.
It's just that she just went into, I'm like, the reason I invited you to this place is to talk to you about something serious. Management thinks.
I think it was a show that now they're actually friends, or in the beginning there was like some tension or whatever.
Oh,
and
that
she,
girl was in the
that's who
movie
she was.
before?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the girl in the beginning who was like, "Oh, that guy is crazy." He's like, "It was a she." He's like, "Oh, well then."
And she was also
Okay.
lying to her mom that she was hanging out with her after work. But I don't think they were actually friends.
Okay, gotcha.
But I think they're actually friends now, but she's her boss.
Makes sense.
Like, she got promoted.
I missed her being the same girl.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, besides just that freezing shot with the music, and my only critique of like, what the hell?
I think I need to figure out where this movie is because I was when I was searching where you could watch this movie, they said it was on Canopy, and then I looked it up. It wasn't on Canopy.
What's Canopy?
It's a library. It's like a Libby, but for movies. So if you get your library card, you can put it in there and then watch all the movies for free.
Nice.
It's pretty sick. Not a sponsor.
Coming soon.
Maybe. Any other fun facts? Any hates? Any?
It was fun.
No, yeah, no hate at all on this one. I liked it. I enjoyed it.
I liked it.
I wasn't sure if it would be up your or scary enough quote
we
unquote.
don't
But
need-
like,
It wasn't
we don't-
scary
we
at all,
don't
but it
need
was
to be scary.
it was
Plus,
like a
not-
thriller. It was
nothing's
fun.
gonna scare
and
me.
that's a part of my I guess my learnings in doing this type of thing is that like I don't think because I think most horror fans are freaks. You know what I mean? They're a little twisted, but then it's not like, but they're not. But like, I'm starting to understand why they're fans of horror. You know what I mean? Because like when you think horror movies, you think scary, but it's not always scary, and it's not always just out of fear or like they're adrenaline junkies or anything like that. It's like maybe it's just really funny, and they
Such
just got like
wide range.
It's so wide.
There's creepy. There's jump
You can
scares.
make
There's ghosts. There's
a horror
aliens.
/ insert any other movie genre movie.
Yeah.
Like
Indeed,
you can put those together anytime.
Are there horror action movies?
absolutely.
Yes,
Shaun of the Dead
is one of them.
Cool.
You owe me a soda.
Okay, I do have some fun facts for this one.
Okay.
I think they all make the movie make sense. So, $1.2 million budget.
Okay,
It was shot mostly on an iPhone 7 Plus.
What?
that makes sense because I wasn't a big fan of like the contrast of the
Yeah.
colors.
It was shot in 10 days,
Wow,
and it was shot in chronological order.
wow,
Interesting.
they don't really do that often.
Whenever I think about doing movies, I always think, well, or not that I'm making a movie anytime soon, but like whenever I thought about like being a director, I always thought it was so odd that they would never shoot in order. But I get that like if you're going back and forth through places, you might as well get all the shots you need at that point. But like that's how I always thought that they shot them the way they were filmed.
I thought it was
Right.
always decided by your schedule because
Yeah,
every shot
schedule
is
too.
different. It takes
Yeah.
time. It takes different things that go into it, like the locations as well, what's available.
Yeah.
So you just plan like 6 months of shooting, and then you put things in the calendar depending on what's available, and then it's never in order really.
I feel like that's how I would shoot. I'd just be like, it has to be in order. They'd be like, but Jalen, it's going to take 3 extra years. I'm like, it has to be in order.
I literally never thought of this until I saw Tropic Thunder and they had to reshoot the explosions. I
Big
was like,
ass
oh,
titties.
there's. I was like, oh, there's a schedule for how you shoot movies.
I thought you just put it together.
Sometimes you only got one shot to
Do not miss your chance to blow, right?
That's right.
spaghetti.
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 Sing the words.
not spaghetti. I know. Not ball spaghetti. Just spaghetti.
It just reminds you of Chappelle's show.
Arrivederci.
Was in Chappelle's show where he does a skit.
Does he?
He does a skit from 8 Mile, and he does spaghetti, spaghetti, spaghetti.
Oh man, I'm sorry. It's lost
Neither
on
of
me.
us
I don't
did
remember
that.
that one. I don't remember that one. I'm sorry. Okay. Well, that was a whale of an episode.
That was great.
What
Thank you.
what time are we at, sweetie?
Like 1:38, but we were talking.
Sheesh.
Shooting the
It's going to
shit.
be a long one. So get ready for that. I don't know why I'm saying get ready for it because
We're at the end here.
we're at the end.
But now that we learned that you shoot things in different orders, you can put that in the beginning.
It's not going to make sense. It's not going to make sense. All right.
This was fun.
This was a ton of fun. All right, so we're going to upload this, on all the places. Follow us on all the socials. Follow the podcast page at 3M Pod, THREEMPOD. You can follow me on TikTok at Y2JWHYTWOJAI and on Instagram at my name is Jalen. Also, when you're listening to this, check out my movie club.
Absolutely.
We're watching movies. We're watching horror movies all this month, 2 times a week.
That's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. We've already watched The Wailing and Zombieland and Thanksgiving. This Tuesday we're watching It Follows.
Yes.
And then we'll see what we're watching after that. So link is in the bio.
We
of
have a
course.
great community.
Yo, super great community. These guys are awesome. They're really awesome. So if you want to discuss film and play a lot of games and do all this other stuff that we do in there, feel free to join.
Don't forget to check my bio for the OnlyFans link.
Yeah, please check his bio.
You
So
will
you can
not
see
be
his calves.
disappointed.
I mean,
You will be.
I've checked it out. 5 out of 5.
There might be some feet.
It might be some feet.
Oh my God.
Do any of you want to plug yourselves?
I don't have shit going on. So
Just asking.
I'm just
my
out here living.
Mixtape comes out next month.
Yeah, check it out.
Be on the lookout on thatpiff.com.
What's the title?
Nothing but fire.
It's spaghetti.
It's Will that be a track on there?
No, it'll
Okay.
be on the next one. 'Cause,
Okay,
Nothing
cool.
but fire series.
It's spaghetti. It's a fire.
Yeah. So be on the lookout for that. It'll be hot.
Yeah.
And yeah.
All right.
Shout out to my cats.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Shout outs to the cats, Tabitha, Face, Hendrix. We'll see you soon.
We love y'all.
All right. Bye. See you later.
Bye.